You see this? It's your fault. This is what happens when you sit on the internet complaining about backpacks for 8 months. Poor thing. I'll get you some food. T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm reviewing Fans Toys FT31C Spoiler. Spoiler alert, this isn't my toy unless I make a deal with the devil. I mean, Matt the bot supplier. He's letting me hold this so I can review it. It comes with an instruction manual, card, credit card, type material. Here are his tech specs right there. Here's a close-up on his bio, and the only other image is this car. Before I go any further, let me say something, and I don't care if it makes the video even longer than it's gonna be, because the transformation is a lot of steps. Whatever opinion I come to at the end of this video, that does not have to be your opinion. I'm gonna show you the good parts, I'm gonna show you the bad parts. I'm going to talk about the things that you wouldn't necessarily know if you didn't own this toy. But based upon what I'm showing you and what I'm telling you is good and bad, you can come up to your own conclusion, and I'm pretty sure you're going to watch somebody else's video. I know that TM Reviews has a review up for this. I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to do mine with a blank slate, and I'm pretty sure Deluxe Baldwin or Hale Hasbro Reviews is going to have his review up. But anywho, whatever opinion I have, let me have that. I'll let you have your opinion. Please tell me how you feel about the figure at the end. If my opinion is different, I don't need to be converted, because my opinion is going to be my opinion. Thank you for watching. Anywho, this figure, it doesn't look as flat as it appears on camera. On camera, you are working with one lens, but in real life, you have two lenses if you have two working eyes, and it doesn't look as flat as it does on camera. I mean, this does protrude outward from his butt and come up like that, and you see this spoiler almost meets up with that, so he does have a tiny flattest backpack, and I commend them for basically putting away all the kibble besides this door window, this, that, and the spoiler, which is part of the cartoon. But everything else is flat and clean. They totally hid his windshield, and any other car part became a part of his body that is being used, and it doesn't even look like a freaking car besides that right there. I don't like this kibble right there. That can get in the way when you're articulating. This right here, when you're articulating the legs, it does not tab into anything. You will be moving that around, tossing it around. The feet, I kind of wish that the back of the foot came out more. This is more the heel spur than this right there, or the heel. I want to train myself to stop saying heel spur, because they're not heel spurs. These are supposed to be like the heels. But yeah, once you put the feet, when you open the box up, the foot will be like this, and when you're trying to articulate it, it'll be a nuisance. It's a hinge right here that you're supposed to push forward, and once you realize that this is the foot and makes it look more flush like the cartoon, things will be better for you. But yeah, other than that, I have some things to complain about and tell you about in the transformation. So let's show you the articulation. The head looks up a decent amount right there. Doesn't really look down too much. Actually, there's a secondary hinge that can make him look down a little bit and look up even more. Right here, if any designers are listening to me right here, one of the things I complained about with the X-Transbots version of this dude and the other X-Transbots, Stunticons, they have a similar neck design where it looks up, down, and rotates. And I was saying, because they have an ab crunch, they need to be able to, like, it would be nice if it was kind of on a ball joint. The fact that this has this secondary hinge, if this had more range, I think every Transformer should be designed like that. Instead of just having the up, down, and this, they should all have a secondary hinge right there so they can get that kind of ball joint action. But as you can see, it has a ab crunch that bends quite a bit. It is very stiff and scary and feels like it doesn't have an ab crunch. 2 people I talked to today thought it didn't, and I'm like, I've seen pictures online. But anyway, the arms can go out to there, can rotate like that. Soft ratchet. This is just friction. But like I said, depending on how you bend this, it'll be bumping on the side right there. Bicep swivel. All the joints are crazy tight, except maybe this one right there. But the arm crunch up like that. Swivel. Each finger bends on 2 knuckles, just like a lot of their releases. And this thumb is just on a ball joint with no extra hinge. Waist rotation. If you have them transformed right, you can get about that much range. These move up. That does that. Flaps back here. Lets the leg do that. Goes out to about there. Swivels. Another complaint I have, because of this coming down right there and this being all painted, I am scared. If this was my toy, I know I'll be playing with it a little bit more than Matt's gonna be. I'll be scared. There's a risk right here that you're gonna chew that paint up right there. He actually has double jointed knees and they bend a lot. That's awesome. Ankle pivot a lot. Plus the foot can rock down, but you kind of run the risk of untransforming him the more you use this hinge right there. And you can bring the foot back like that. So good articulation. He holds the gun decently, but it's using that frickin' Masterpiece style peg system, which I hate. It can rotate about that much and that much without having to take it out of his hand and put it right there if you want that kind of action. If you want, you can take the gun and peg it right there for storage on his back. Because of the way it's shaped, it doesn't really stick in there. In fact, they put a couple of notches preventing it. If those notches weren't there, you could probably turn it the other way. But there you are. He comes with a secondary face. Let me just tell you, before you even buy this toy, make sure you have a spudger and not one of them like Chinese knockoff type spudgers. In fact, I don't even know how I'm gonna freaking get at this daggone face. I haven't gotten it off yet. Okay, zooming in, and I can't do this with my fingers. I was trying to go under here, but you need to hit this, go up underneath where that blue lip is. Put your spudger there, and the face should fly off. Oh boy, y'all. I swear, behind the scenes, stuff happens to make these videos take way longer. That face fell off and went into oblivion, and now I'm gonna have to go find it. But here's this face right here. Since he's supposed to be nervous and has a whole bunch of anxiety, this would be a good face for him. If you can't tell, the paint and the details are friggin' immaculate. I love that detail right there. Now this looks a little bit dusty because it is kind of a dust magnet right there. I try to wash my hands before messing with it, but there you are. But I like that metallic. I like that this is a brighter shade of cream. Now, I said it looks like he's nervous or screaming, but it also looks like he's angry or yelling, depending on what angle you have him at. So you could just pick and choose what you think it is. All right, so hopefully you agree with me that this is a decent bot right here. It's a good bot. But now here's where people are on the fence. Size comparison. Here he is next to another Lamborghini car bot. He is humongous compared to Sunstreaker right here, as you can see. Now, he may not be as wide. He's stretched out, so you see where the body mass goes. But I went with the X-Transbots because I wanted my Carbots to be the same height as the Carbots. But now that I have this in hand, I don't know. I don't have that much of a problem with it. Here is Fans Toys Rouge. So there you are with that. Here is Fans Toys Hoodlum. Maybe you have a problem with them being taller than Hot Rod, and Hot Rod's already a tall Autobot. Just make Toys Meteor with some other Carbots right there. That's Bad Cubes. Steamroll their Sideswipe. So there's that. Here he is next to MP36 Megatron and MP44 Optimus. So however you feel about that, that's what you're working with. I do not have Road King, but here are some pictures right here. Or a picture. And here is the X-Transbots breakdown. His name is Breakup. I can't remember what the fake name is. But, yeah. As you can see, he is the height of a regular Carbot. Which, that's what I wanted. But let me just tell you, this one is higher quality feeling. It's covered in paint. The joints are tighter and whatnot. This was purposely made to be more economical. They wanted these things to be a little bit cheaper and easier to afford, and he was definitely cheap when I got him. If you want to see my pros and cons about him, I have a review for him. I think his name is Crack Up, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I have a lot of issues with them. A lot more issues than I have with this dude right here. Transformation. Let's see where we're going to start. I'm going to move the arms out of the way so you can see this right here. You're supposed to separate this front from the back right there. Start like grabbing at that, and this is where a spudger might be your friend. Once it's fully detached, you can bring that forward right here and put the head in like that. Now back here, we can lift this up. Go ahead and unfold this windshield right here. Straighten all of that all the way up. Take these filler pieces, put that in. Take this filler piece, put that in. This is a filler piece, put that in. Put that in right there. And now we can go ahead and shut this. Put the arms. Put the arms straight like this into that orientation. Now we can open this up a little bit and get this around that so we can shut these side panels right there. Now this thing right here, it needs to kind of bend out and then it rotates. I'll keep moving the arm until I can rotate that around and get it into this orientation. They make it seem easy in the instructions, but it bumps up against the kibble. So keep moving the arm around or shoulder out of the way. Now the forearm might need a spudger for this, which I'm gonna do because, like I said, this whole thing is painted and I kind of don't want to chip any of this paint, especially with it not being mine. Do this, rotate the hand this way. You need to actually ball the fingers up into a fist. Keep the thumb outward. Bring it in, but when you get it in, now we need to open the fingers, which is different. Shut this just as tight as you had it before. Now let's do that on this side. Get that open. Rotate the hand this way, make a fist. So you can, the fist is just so I can clear this piece right here. Now we open up the fingers and shut this as tight as it was before. And now we rotate this because we have this car stuff hiding right there, and kind of put it in this orientation. Don't worry about that yet because you can't really close it up just yet per se. Now pretty much the top of his body is done. We can lift this up like that to keep that out of the way. Now right here you will need to unscrew these more than likely because they were super tight, and you need to bend this. After you get this down, you need to bend it like that. Boy, I could not move this one right here at all until I started unscrewing it a little bit. And it's such at an awkward angle. It's so hard for my fat fingers to grab. There we go. Now we need to bring this butt flap up. And this was confusing in the instructions. Bring this up, actually bring this whole panel up. This locks that into place because this can rotate underneath of the crotch. It feels tight, it's gonna feel like you're breaking it, but trust me, you're not breaking it. Now we can shut that again and shut this. For the legs, detach this piece right here from the front. That stays in there tight, which is a good thing. And now that that's out, we need to put this down like this and then lift it up into this orientation right there. And I'm going to try something different and stay on one leg. This thing right here, kind of lift it up, rotate it, and have it up out of the way right there. We can swing the foot down like this. And this is another tough part. This actually pegs into there very tightly. Start opening the legs. And now with this open like that, we can rotate the wheel through here and basically get it into this orientation right there, how it's going to need to be in car mode. Rotate this panel in. Now we can bring this down right here. They say to do this last, but I'm going to open that door up, and that hinge right here, I'm going to bend the foot into this orientation right there and shut the door. This piece right here that's hanging that I had you fold, it needs to come up into this orientation right there. When you have that in that orientation and you have this out of the way, we can go ahead and start rotating. Like, make sure that it's behind this. Start rotating at this joint right here, this around. Until everything is in this orientation right here. Flatten this stuff out. We can go ahead and put this into its orientation. Bring this down like that. Start rotating this up here like this. And we can push that thing right there, that panel, all the way through. And start basically lining. And now in the second verse, same as the first type situation. Somebody in the comments suggested that I do one limb completely at a time. That helps them out. I don't know. You tell me what you like. I usually just do one step and then do it on the other leg. Do one step, do it on the other leg. Bring this down, fold that, bring this up into this orientation. I'm willing to take suggestions. Bring this up and rotate. Come on, you. And basically get over here. Why is this scaring me right now? Basically get that up there. Now we need to detach this from the front. Get this panel out of the way. Pull this up. Fold this on that hinge up into this orientation. Before we do anything else, make sure we rotate this wheel through here. You might want to keep rotating this out of the way until we can get the wheel up. Alright, and now we can get this through here and start make sure it's all the way up there and start bending, and make sure you only bend at this joint and not any of these other joints. Rotate this around. Okay, now we can get this into place. Start bringing this stuff up. Start pegging this together. You know, I see one problem. This little panel needs to be shifted up. Now we can start connecting this stuff right here. Come on, you. Yeah, I had to force that down. And now we can connect this together, which connects that together. And we can leave this stuff like this. Now up here, we need to bring the shoulder joint down into that orientation. They show that you need to tab this behind the lights first. Get it behind the light. There's a peg right there that goes in the side. And once you get that in the side, there's a peg here that goes up into there. Come on, you, come on. Yeah, force that in first. Then we can force these other pegs into place. If it comes out, force that back in. And make sure this is straight. Let's try that a little bit more smoother over here. I'm gonna bring this up. Peg that into place. Force this into here. Get that peg on into that slot and groove things right there. All right. Now that's like this. Make sure this is out. I think these can be down. And now we bring this stuff down around these wheels. Come on, you. Actually, let's leave this lifted up a little tiny piece while we're forcing this down into place. All right. Now we need to get these tabbed in. Get that tabbed in, which is forcing me to close this up. Close that door up. You can force that up. Come up here, force that down. And the last step is to shut this back here, which looks suspiciously like a connector point for maybe the combiner thing. But once you get everything tabbed into place, this guy is permanently a freaking car, and you will not be able to transform it without a spudger. It's filled with die cast. It's very, very freaking heavy. It rolls very smoothly. Looks nice. I didn't mention that I did like this on the shoulders. I could see Repro Labels putting the license plate right there. But yeah, it is completely a solid car, and it's very heavy. You can put this gun here. And if you want to use any of the other features, you need to have a spudger. Up under here is like a little button that pushes these headlights up. I hate the placement, and on Sunstreaker it is a ton easier to get to. It's like right up there. Yeah, there we go. And oh boy, the doors open, but they ain't opening if you don't got no spudger. And there are no seats in there anywhere. Well, anyway, so who cares? And this opens up just like Sunstreaker, but not as easy as Sunstreaker. So, yeah. So doors, lights, just it does all the same stuff Sunstreaker does. The only thing he doesn't do is have a transforming engine back here. But there you are. This guy desperately needs some Decepticon logos. You are welcome. Here is this comparison right here. Whew, learn how to transform this again. It sucked. But I have to admit that this is a bigger car. They're slightly the same length, but this is wider. It's not as slavishly. You see how that curves to the Lamborghini mold. Yeah, mold. But I have to say that it looks a lot cleaner than Sunstreaker, but Sunstreaker was designed to have that other alternative mode. So yeah, like I was mentioning with this guy, and you can go look at my review, they did things a little bit easier on the hair. Like you can push those up. You don't have to use a spudger to try to fiddle around in there. You can open the door up easier. And it does have, come on, you shut. This right here. Even with my fingernails cut, I can still pry at that to get that open. And it can fit inside an MP44's trailer. End of the day, I like the thing. I like this car mode. It's solid. It's unfortunate that you need a spudger in order to get at this. In fact, I can see these little gappets right here. When I transformed it the first time, there was no gappet. So if you have fingernails, maybe you can get up under there and get things started. But it is very difficult to get this detached, even to get into there. And yeah, in order to transform it back, you would definitely need to separate this panel right here and separate this right here. So good luck. It's solid. Robot mode only has a little bit of complaints. Car mode only has a little bit of complaints, like to use the special features you have to use a spudger tool. But transformation isn't that difficult once you do it once, to be honest. I like reading the instructions. It makes it seem harder, but once I did it once, I was okay. Yeah, nice weight. Can't really complain. And the height is growing on me. It does have rubber tires, but yeah, I can recommend this thing. It's not riddled with problems. If you need a spudger, I'm gonna put a link in the description. I know there's a bunch of packs of spudgers on Amazon. You need real spudgers and not those cheap Chinese Wish app knockoffs. They break immediately. Thank y'all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.